Hi, I'm Dan Schmitt. I do a motorcycle racing TV show, Team Chicago Channel. My email is teamdan45@gmail.com. My website is teamchicago.tv. So we're at the EAA AirVenture. Got some multi-engine aircraft. I got to talk to some of the people involved with them. Got a chance to see some of them C-47s, the ones that go over to celebrate D-Day, the D-Day celebration. I might even show you some footage of that. Got some jets on the line, and I'm so lucky I get to talk to so many great people. So don't forget my email, teamdan45@gmail.com. 2025 was another record-setting year for the EAA AirVenture. 704,000 folks attended, 15,000 campsites, and 40,000 folks camping. We are now in the Aviation Education area. Besides the United States Air Force, we have California Aeronautics University, Auburn U, Central Washington U, Emory-Riddle Aeronautics, Lewis University, Liberty University, Middle Tennessee State University, Minnesota State, Oklahoma State, Purdue University, Utah State, Utah Valley, West Michigan University, St. Louis U, Texas A&M, Stephen Austin, Texas Southern, Texas Women's University, Dubuque University, and the University of North Dakota. And in the north field, we spot Devil Dog. Devil Dog is the United States Marine Corps PEJ-1. It is based on the B-25. This aircraft fought in New Guinea along with the Australians as the Japanese occupied the northern part of New Guinea. This aircraft was used to attack shipping, Japanese shipping, supplies, and military ships, and it was also used for ground support. In the nose of this aircraft, it could have been modified in Australia by Major Pappy Gunn or North American technician Jack Fox. This configuration carries a total of 18 .50 caliber light barrel AN M2 machine guns. We're now looking at God and Country. God and Country is another B-25 that I have never seen before. It has that plastic or glass nose cone. As we look into Bombay, we can see it can carry a good number of bombs, but is not that huge. As we look through to the nose cone, this is where the Bombardier Navigator would have been. He would have had use of a .50 caliber machine gun, and these two machine guns on the side were probably controlled by the pilot or the co-pilot. The B-25s also had two gun positions on the side of the aircraft. This is a lovely polished aluminum aircraft. We are now looking in the nose of Lady Luck. You can see the Norton bomb sight. The B-25 was designed for level bombing, but as the war moved on, they were repurposed for other missions. We get to see the top turret on Lady Luck. Another well-polished B-25 built by North American and named after General Billy Mitchell. B-25s were powered by two Wright R2600 92 twin cyclone 14-cylinder engines producing 1,700 horsepower each. Sweet Dreams is another B-25 that I've never seen before. This aircraft is based in Sacramento, California. And for what I understand, it's the first time it has come east to be at EAA AirVenture. And I had a chance to talk to the co-pilot, Carson Zabel.
Hi, Carson Zabel. I'm with the Lost Coast WarBirds. We're based out of California, Sacramento, California. What we have here is a B-25 Mitchell. Sweet Dreams, so it was a post-war trainer for the Air Force at Yuma Air Force Base and Mather Air Force Base. So doing gunnery training, bombardier training, navigator training. This aircraft was restored 2 years ago, and we fly it at air shows across the country, mostly the West Coast.
Yeah, I've never seen this one before, so...
Yeah.
Is this the first time here?
It is the first time for it here at Oshkosh, yes, sir.
Right.
We've only done a few shows so far. It was in the Arizona desert for 15 years. And
it was saved out of the desert.
Yeah, it was.
Like Doc.
Yeah. So we don't like to see them collecting dust.
Right.
Yeah, we spent a year restoring it to get it variable, and then we flew it back to ATW Aviation, which did the restoration for another year, and then started flying it then. So it was a bare metal scheme based off of the Air Apaches, the 345th Bomb Group from the Pacific Theater, and all hand-painted nose art. And tail art as well. So.
Right. So, are you one of the owners, or how's your group work?
Yeah, so I fly for the organization, so I'm one of the volunteers. We have a few of them.
Oh, and you get to fly this?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm the co-pilot on the aircraft.
Oh, great. Yeah, so. No, I've been in the cockpit because someone from Devil Dog took me in the cockpit one time, and you can't steer it, only with the engines, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You don't have no steering with the front wheel.
Yep. That's absolutely right.
Right.
So that's kind of a new learning curve for me, but it's a fun challenge. So, and getting to spool up 3,400 horsepower is quite the thrill.
Right.
So, and all the history behind it too.
So, any website where people can look up?
Yeah, lostcoastwarbirds.com. We're also on Instagram, Lost Coast WarBirds, and those are kind of the best ways to find us, our story.
Thank you, Carson. And it is great that this beautiful B-25 was saved from the desert. And as we look north, I see a couple of warbirds taking off on the north strip that runs east and west. And then I spot a few more twin-engine aircraft. This one here could be a Cessna A1017 Bobcat or a Cessna Crane. The next one could be a Beech AT-11 Carson, an airplane that was used to train bombardiers. In the distance, I see a twin-engine seaplane painted the United States Coast Guard colors. Now I spot the Bug Smasher. It's a twin-engine aircraft, and lucky for me, I got to talk to the pilot and owner of this Beechcraft 18C-45, John Cartwright.
My name is John Cartwright. This is my airplane. This is depicted as a 1942 Beechcraft C-45. I've had this airplane since 1997. 2 years ago, my wife and I repainted it ourselves in this paint scheme and brought it to Oshkosh for the first time last year.
So, what did they use this for during World War II?
This airplane was used as a personnel transport, probably for generals and the like, or whoever needed transport.
Right.
Usually had anywhere from 4 to 8 seats in the cabin. It could be easily converted to a navigation trainer by adding an astrodome on the top of the fuselage. There must be an airport around here somewhere. The structure's already on the fuselage to add an astrodome so they could take star sights out of it. They had a Bombardier trainer version, which has a glass nose and a Norden bomb sight in the nose, and they could drop dummy practice bombs. And some of those had a turret in there with 30 caliber machine gun. They could practice gunnery training in it too. This airplane was first manufactured in 1937, and Beechcraft made this airplane until 1969. And it was in use as a executive transport before World War II, a transport and trainer during World War II, and then an executive transport and cargo airplane after World War II, even operating to this day as a cargo airplane down in the islands, for example.
Okay, engines.
2 Pratt & Whitney 985 engines, 9-cylinder, 450 horsepower at takeoff, air-cooled with a 10-to-1 supercharger.
So, what's this like to fly? How far have you gone? How many miles have you flown this?
I can load this airplane full of adults, full of bags and fuel, and I can fly 1,000 miles nonstop.
That's great.
Very
That's
capable.
Great.
I've got 6 hours of plus IFR reserve range, so I can go quite a distance.
Right.
I'm from Athens, Georgia,
Okay.
and I can fly it nonstop between here and Athens, Georgia.
Right. Oh yeah, right.
It's equipped with de-icing boots, alcohol propellers, alcohol windshield, so I can fly. I can handle some icing conditions also. So
Right. But you try to avoid it.
I certainly try to avoid it, but when it's unavoidable, at least I can manage it until I can get out of it. That's correct.
Right.
So it's very similar to a motorcycle engine.
Right.
To an air-cooled motorcycle engine.
Right.
Very similar.
Right. And cruising speed?
150 knots.
Okay.
About 175 miles per hour. It'll go faster than that if you put more fuel through it.
Right. But it's fine as it is.
It's very happy at 175 miles per hour.
Thank you, John. And now we're looking at a few DC-3s, C-47s. This first one is owned by Valorous Jet Sales, and they use this to take customers for a ride. And it's a lovely restored DC-3. Now we're looking at Placid Lassie. This C-47 led the first wave of paratroopers on June 5th, the day before D-Day in 1944. And it's a well-restored C-47. We are now looking at Western Airliners restored DC-3. This aircraft could have had a crew of 3, take 23 passengers, had Pratt Whitney's R1830 engines. Its cruising speed was 219 miles per hour and had a range of 1,400 miles. We are now looking at Virginia Ann. This aircraft is painted with the D-Day stripes. All aircraft that flew on D-Day had the 3 bands. This aircraft also participated in the 75th anniversary of D-Day back in 2019. Over 35 aircraft made it to Normandy to celebrate the 75th anniversary. This DC-3 is just called DC-3, and I have seen this aircraft at the EAA AirVenture many times. And now we're looking at a B-17. This is aluminum overcast, and this aircraft is maintained and owned by the Experimental Aircraft Association, or the EAA. The B-17 was first flown in July of 1935. It was manufactured from 1936 to 1945. We are looking at the bottom gunner sight, and just think of crawling down there to protect the aircraft. It has 4 right R1820 65S engines making 1,000 horsepower each. Maximum bomb load is 4,200 pounds. I had the chance to talk to the EAA Museum Manager, Chris Henry.
All right, my name's Chris Henry, and I'm the museum manager here at EAA, and we're standing here in front of the EAA B-17 aluminum overcast. This aircraft was built too late for World War II, but through finding ways to work as a sounds like an airport. Through finding ways to work, it survived getting scrapped. It was purchased by Dr. Bill Harrison and a group of other volunteers who were dedicated to saving it, and then they eventually donated it to EAA, and we're proud to be the caretakers of it right now. It's not flying at the moment, but we're hoping in the future it will again.
For many years, you guys were flying this.
For many years, this aircraft flew and gave a lot of veterans their final ride in the B-17. I'm very proud to have been a part of arranging those flights with our crew. So,
all right. So you're overhauling it now? Is that part of it?
It's in a long-term restoration. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And you dragged it out here so we
thought everybody should be able to see it. Yeah, exactly. It's our big family reunion. Everybody should get a chance to see aluminum overcast.
Right. So what's it like to work for the EAA?
It's fantastic. You know, you hear so many times, it's kind of cliche where people say, oh, you know, it's like a big family, but it really is. This week of the year, it's fun, but it's hectic for the staff and our volunteers. But, you know, it's fun when you hear each other checking on one another and things like that. And there's no other place like it. Absolutely.
Great. Thank you, Chris. And now we see the Ford Trimotor taking off. This passenger airplane, built in the 1920s by the Ford Motor Company, has 3 engines. In 2022, 3,051 folks flew in the EAA Ford Trimotor. Also in 2022, 669 folks flew in the aluminum overcast B-17. Overhead, we spot Fifi. Fifi is one of the only 2 B-29s flying, and Fifi is under the control of the Commemorative Air Force. And now we're on the jet line. I am amazed how many folks own and fly military jet aircraft. As I take a closer look, this looks like a Lockheed F-80 Shooting Star, the first American jet fighter to enter service, but it entered service during the Korean War. But as I look closer, I see it's a 2-seat trainer, which would have been called a T-33. The Pink Jet is a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to spreading breast cancer awareness, supporting survivors, and raising money to find a cure through aviation. They promote awareness and raise money directly for breast cancer organizations by flying the Pink Jet at air shows. It is a L-39 Albatross fighter jet piloted by extraordinary talented women. And now, on opening day at the EAA AirVenture, a great number of T-6 Texan trainers and other vintage aircraft do overhead flyby to honor the United States military services, the Army, the Marines, the United States Navy, the Army Air Corps, all the Air Force, and the Coast Guard. Now that was a great display honoring the United States military. And now we're looking at 3 Grumman Adventures. These single-engine aircraft were designed to carry 4 500-pound bombs for an aerial torpedo. This one here looks like it has 12 smaller bombs in its bomb bay. I was told that towards the end of the war, or starting in 1943, there weren't many ships to be targeted. We are now looking at the mechanism to fold the wings back. I'm always amazed at the technical engineering created during World War II. This was a carrier-based aircraft, so the wings had to fold back in order to store this aircraft on an aircraft carrier. Like I stated before, after 1943, there weren't many ships to attack with torpedoes, so they became a light bomber and flew ground support. 9,842 Adventures were produced, and they could cruise at 145 miles per hour. The crew was a pilot, a radio man, and a gunner. I believe this is the largest single-engine aircraft built during World War II. I should point out that President George Bush, the elder, flew the Adventure during World War II. On the WarBird Plaza, I spot this Republic P-47 Thunderbolt. This aircraft was built by the Republic Aviation Company from 1941 through 1945. It's got a Pratt Whitney R 2800 double wasp engine. Top speed was 426 miles per hour. And now I spot 3 Grumman F4F Wildcats. The Wildcat is a carrier-based fighter aircraft that entered service in 1940. It's got a Pratt Whitney R 1830 double wasp engine. Top speed is 318 miles per hour, and the range was 830 miles. Overhead, we spot 2 Goodyear Blimps. Goodyear is here at the EAA AirVenture to celebrate 100 years of airship operation starting in 1925. These blimps were built in southern Germany, and one of them is named Wingfoot 1. For more information on the Experimental Aircraft Association, go to EAA.org or EAA.org/AirVenture and join us next year, July 20th through 26th, 2026. To contact me, and I love to hear from my audience, it's teamdan45@gmail.com. And remember, you can always search on YouTube with Dan Schmitt Motorcycle Racing for great motorcycle racing action, Dan Schmitt Politics, to learn what makes America great. And I highly encourage you to visit the World of Motorcycle Museum. They're in Winnemac, Indiana, 4 miles south of North Judson on Indiana Highway 39. But give them a call first at 574-896-3172. It's a great trip and a great collection of motorcycles. And to pick up your copy of the Team Chicago History Package, go to Rich's Yamaha in Lockport, Illinois. But give them a call first at 815-838-8130. Their website is richesyamaha.com. Pick up your copy of the Team Chicago History Package. If you want to learn everything there is to know about motorcycles, there's nothing like going to a swap meet. Here's a few dates: Woodstock, Illinois; Martinsville, Indiana; back to Woodstock, Illinois; Morris, Illinois; Shepherdsville, Kentucky. Remember, go to walneckswap.com, walneckswap.com. It's a great day in Oshkosh, Wisconsin.